one of the pleasures about being a teacher is you get to define what the curriculum is. And yeah, they got a list of things I got to cover, but in my interpretation of readiness, I want you to be ready for the kind of work that takes place in this building. And one of the things that, I'm not speaking for all college professors, but one of the things that some of them like is that you've at least know something about what's happening in the world. And so that's why I left this out. Anybody tell me what the back page of a front section of a newspaper is all about? What's that? Well, they certainly have an ad there, but I mean, I'm talking about that, oh, not the very last page, that's right. That last section in there.
The ending to the beginning of the story?
Well, you'd think, but, you know, go ahead, pick up one. I got the Sun Sentinel in front of each one of you. What's on the second to last, I guess we would say, if this is the last page, it's the second to the last spread. What's that?
The opinion.
The opinions. And I can't think of anything better than to ask you to look at these things. Here, grab one. There you go. That's one for you. If you're not already a reader daily of a newspaper, please make it a habit. That if you can't get online, you can take these papers. In fact, you know, that's one of the reasons why I'm giving to them. The newspapers used to have something called Newspapers in Education, and they would deliver like 100 papers to each school. They don't do that anymore. So as a high school teacher, I recycle my pages. Yeah, it's about 2 weeks old, but the opinions are still alive. And so what I'm asking you guys to do, and this happens to be one of the best newspapers on the planet. The writing is spectacular, and I went to school with the editor. No, the personal journal editor, really cultured guy. I don't know what he's doing. You can also do that. There we are. So, what questions can you ask yourself while you're reading an opinion piece? What questions should you be asking? What's in the back of your mind as you're piecing through? Ideas? While you're reading an opinion piece, like the editorial, what?
Why they made that opinion about that.
Okay, yeah. Why are they having this opinion? You know, what else could you ask? Why do they have that opinion? Probably because they're the owners of the newspaper and they want to stir up things. What was that? No.
Do I agree with the opinion?
Do I agree with the opinion? Okay.
Or do I disagree?
Sure. What other questions can you ask when you're looking at one of these, like letters to the editor?
How much fact is in it?
Oh, how much? Oh, is this person kind of focusing and ignoring something? Yeah, how many? What are the facts? Right. This is good. What else can you ask about when you're looking at a letter to the editor? There's these things called columns. I don't know if you've seen those. Over here, there's the newspaper's opinion, right? And then they got the letters to the editor down here. Ooh, how about that cartoon thing? What question do you ask about when you see that? What's going through your mind when you look at that cartoon?
Political.
It's probably political, right? Yeah. So, what's the issue behind that? So you say, what's the issue? And then they've got these columns over here. Now that's often pretty heavy reading. Some of the stuff I'm asking you to do will not be on the PERT. I mean, those columns are longer than a typical PERT reading. The typical PERT reading, you guys haven't seen one, I guess. If you take a typical magazine article, it's about 1/3 of a page. It's not a long thing. They may show you a graph of a map, and they'll have like different shadings, and you have to interpret that. So that's like one thing to do. I mean, one of the reasons you paid money for this course, I think, is that you wanted to have some worries answered, right? And you wanted to be ready. You wanted to see what was going to be on the test. You also didn't want to have to take the test several times. So, well, I mean, some people, remember how, I don't know if some of you were taught, okay, the SAT's coming up, so we'll have you take it, and then we'll have you take it again, and that'll be good practice for the third time you're going to take it. I don't know. Those people, paid, someone else was paying for that test. And I understand that if you don't do well on the test, you want to retake it. How much longer do you have to wait for the retake?
9 days.
That may be an issue for some people. So I want to stress again,